Magalong is positioning his movement as the way to shake things up.
Gusto lang nila i-maximize yung landscape sa kasalukuyan na merong emerging disenchantment dito sa mga nangyayari, lalo na sa corruption sa flood control.
We're only talking about flood control. What about the bridges, the roads, the buildings?
Yes,
Like, ang dami pa, di ba? Sara Duterte, our genius vice president, she had advice on flood control, di ba? Meron siyang advice, sabi niya, dahil parati siya bumibisita all around the world, she knows the best practices daw.
Wow. Tahimik si Bato, lalo na after sagutin ni Diskaya na nagsimula siya noong 2016 na magkaroon ng kontrata sa gobyerno, di ba? Tahimik na rin si Bongo nung lumabas sa mga news outlets na noong 2017 yung company ng kanyang tatay, si LTG Builders, ay may kontrata with the Diskaya Group. Napaka self-righteous ng mga senador na banat ng banat, nakakadiri kayo, no? Di ba? Ngayon parang bumabalik sa kanila yung kanilang kinakadirian.
Welcome back dito sa latest episode ng Pilipinas 360 Degrees. Kasama natin ulit si Secretary Ronald Llamas. Sa dami niyang mga epithet, mga nicknames. Ang tawag ko na lang sa kanya, and National Treasure. Buhay pa naman. But,
Na walang treasure.
Kasi si Ramos, may sinulat ako before, Ramos, best president ever ba? May question mark. Tapos nag-message si Ramos, bakit? Patay na ba ako? And then Ilocano din, di ba? Yung
kaibigan ko yun. Panggalatok.
Sabi niya, bakit patay na ba ako? Bakit ganyan ang sinulat mo? Sabi ko, yan, makabalingasa. Yung Ilocano ko siya. I love that guy. Amazing. Honestly, I think Ramos and Pinoy were the best president. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not perfect, obviously.
Yeah, tsaka magkaiba yung panahon, no?
Magkaiba yung panahon,
tapos,
conditions.
May strengths tsaka weaknesses.
Sure.
Halimbawa, yung mga independent power producers ni FBR, hanggang ngayon, dala-dala natin yung burden na yun, di ba? Pero nung nangyari kasi yan nung panahon niya, meron talagang energy crunch, no? Ang problema, tingin ko, mali yung kontrata.
Mali yung privatization process.
Na kahit hindi mo ginagamit, babayaran mo. Di ba?
But something really went wrong during that time. But I'll tell you what, sir. There's one thing that I learned from the Ramos episode. I don't know, was it his former national security advisor? Someone said something like, I won't name names na, para durugin yung mga oligarchs na ayaw mag-open up, they had to use Intel. Basically say, if you don't open up, we're gonna...
Hindi, makakuha niya. Ang model kasi
magaling siya sa ganyan.
Ang model niya noon, tiger economy.
Yeah.
No?
Kaya aggressive
Siyempre,
dapat.
criticize din namin yan. Pero at least, meron siyang ideological model.
Right.
No? Meron siyang... Dito niya dadali ng bansa. At yung tatlo niya cornerstone ay deregulation, privatization, liberalization. Na tayo ay critic nun.
Neoliberalism,
No,
basically.
pero for him, it's an ideological project. Philippines 2000.
Right.
We will make the Philippines the next tiger. At bahagi niyan is to tame the oligarchs. Katulad sa Japan, katulad sa South Korea, katulad sa Taiwan, no? Ganun yung kanyang model, no? Na nung panahon kasi na yun, wala pa masyadong oligarchs sa China eh. No, sisimula pa lang.
But ngayon, napansin ko, isang oligarch, nagbabike na lang daw ngayon sa Hangzhou eh. I think kilala na tao, yan ang pinakasigat ng oligarch sa China. Nagana na lang, nag-deliver na lang daw ng bike.
Yes,
Grabe ang China, no?
Yes.
They don't care you have $50 billion. They will take care of you. You're
yes.
But
it's the state. The
I
state
really like
is
that. Honestly, I'm all for freedom and all of that, but I'm for a strong state.
Yeah.
Pinaka-importante sa akin yan.
Yes. Kaya, yun yung maganda ng panahon ni FBR. Ang sabi nga namin noon, thank you, nakausap kami noon, no? Thank you for providing us with a target.
Yes.
No?
Yung 2000 vision niya.
Ang hirap mong banatan kung walang ideology yung harap
exactly.
mo. Ito, malinaw. Anong criticism namin sa deregulation? Anong criticism namin sa liberalization? Anong criticism namin sa privatization? At least malinaw yung terms of engagement. Yun yung maganda. At hindi pikon si FBR.
Hindi siya pikon. Di ba? He even hired people who criticized him during elections. I mean, Chelito Habito, isa sa mga new liberal technocrats na binabanatan ni Walden. But nevertheless, there are people who were not necessarily inside, right? There are many...
Ang problema nun, yung ginawa niyang successor, si Jod B.
Yun lang. Yun lang.
Like icon ng traditional politician. So,
But
talagang
Ramos,
walang kalaban-laban kay Erap
I
yun.
know. He really handed it on a platter.
Oo.
But the thing is, Ramos was the first relatively decent leader who also faced the same dilemma as Pinoy. Should I extend? Kasi had he had the chance to be a prime minister or extend, wala na tayong Erap. Wala na rin tayong Arroyo.
Pero si FPR, sinubukan niya.
More than Pinoy. Oo.
Sinubukan niya.
But Cory said no.
Nakalaban niya si Cardinal Sin at saka si Cory.
Wala na yan.
Hinarangan yung kanyang charter change, no? So,
Was that wrong in retrospect?
well, looking back, parang ang kung kasi noon nakasama ang term extension eh. Yun yung ayaw ni Cory at saka ni Cardinal Sin, yung term extension. Dahil sariwa pa yung Marcos time eh. No?
Yeah,
Nung
fresh
panahon
pa
na
yung
yun,
trauma.
So, ayun, it paved the way for ERAP.
And the rest is really history.
Yeah, yun ang
Yeah,
pero
kasi
ngayon, yung panahon kasi ni Pinoy, malayo na eh. No? Almost 30 years na yun eh. So, ibig sabihin, baka pwede namang balikan yung usapin na one term lang ang presidente.
So you think
it's too short for a good president.
and too long for a bad president.
president.
We always say that. Yeah.
Kaya ang proposal nun, hindi pa pwedeng yung US model. At least 2 terms.
Yeah. Which we used to have pre-Marcos.
Yeah.
Yung 4 years.
Yes.
Although I think Marcos was the only one who managed to get reelected.
Yes.
And then the rest is history. Therefore, the trauma. Well, Indonesia is an interesting case, diba? We'll talk about it very shortly because in Indonesia, 5 years and then pwede re-electable. So under Joko Widodo, grabe nag-transform Indonesia, became a global power, massive infrastructure development, etc. And yet, here we are, Indonesia, in the midst of a meltdown.
Yes. Pero the more modern countries like Europe, walang term limit. Because it's a parliamentary system basically.
Vote of no confidence, tapos ka na.
Tapos ka na, pero pwede ka magpatuloy kung magaling ka. Diba? You can be prime minister forever. No.
France is, I think, also 2 5-year term. Because Macron
presidential lang France.
Kaya nga, so pwede rin 2 5-year term. So my point is, you have so many models whereby you have presidents 10 years in power and they step down. Jokowi stepped down eventually. Macron is obviously will step down.
Pero you left the mark.
And left mark, that's my point.
Dahil kasi 2 terms, meron magagawa ka. 1 term ang hirap. No? Dahil lalo ngayon, halimbawa, institutionalize yung mga problem. Institutional yung corruption. Diba? So, yan ba? Halimbawa, Vince Dizon, practically, ang meron lang sa kanya ngayon, 2 years.
Yeah.
No? So, anong gagawin niya in 2 years?
Not much,
no?
yeah. I mean, it's more like a hemorrhage, controlling the hemorrhage. No? But Sir Ronald, before we go a little bit to the next level, because I mean, I mentioned Indonesia for a reason, because this is the extreme case whereby people take their fate into their own hands. Completely nawala na sila ng kumpiyansa. Did you ever imagine Prabowo Subianto, a former commando human rights violator, son-in-law of Suharto dictator, the most macho Putin, naked guy, ngayon ay, hindi, sorry na po, tatanggalin na namin yung mga, you saw, I never imagined Prabowo will be like that because they seem very scared by what's going on.
And these are young people. These are not political parties.
These are Gen
This
Z.
is not the opposition.
Yeah.
Hindi ito yung organized labor. These are unorganized youth.
And yung mga parang ito yung mga Grab drivers nila. Alam mo yung mga precariats. Gig economy.
Gig economy.
Yeah,
no?
nagsama students. Kaya nakakatakot sa elites yan eh.
Tapos yung galit nila, pero mo, sinusunog yung mga yung mga government
luxury cars,
offices,
yung parliament.
Nilulut yung mga members of parliament.
Yeah.
So, ibig sabihin yung outlets nila, talagang nagkaroon ng outlet. No? Kung lang yan, nag-increase lang ng sahod tsaka benefits yung mga members of parliament. Diba?
Pero $60,000 is for Indonesia.
Hindi. Sa housing, $3,000. No? Ganon.
Ay, $6,000. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
$3,000. Galit yung tao.
Pero ang problema, trapo talaga yung mga leaders
sa
nila.
Sa atin, billions yung pandito. Diba?
And yet, kaya nga sabi ko, nakakaya na hanggang parang pasaring Edu Manzano level lang ginagawa. Parang name, I'm like, okay, I like what Vico did, saying dapat gawin natin kadiri yung corruption. Pero matagal na tayo nandidiri dapat dito eh. Ang problema is, okay, what are we gonna do next? Obviously, bago ako, may petition na nga sa akin eh. Bago ako ma-red tag or counter tag, hindi ko sinasabi, let's go Indonesia. What I'm saying is, we should go beyond what we have right now, which is news cycles, pa-cute, hearings, wala naman napuntan, yung formally, ano nangyari. But okay, let's talk about one of the solutions being offered. Mayors for Good Governance, led by our good mayor in Baguio, our family friend. Basically, halos lahat na lang ng mayor, lahat ng dynasties, lahat ng soft DDS, ex-DDS, lahat na nandyan. And si Lenny nga, ano siya, observer status. Ano ba to?
Member na
Parang,
siya. Full member na siya
full member.
yesterday.
As of yesterday.
As of yesterday.
Pero meron parang caveat parang may dialogue partner ba to? Okay, let's talk about this because Magalong is positioning his movement as the way to shake things up. Short of another coup, an Indonesian insurrection, or total breakdown in our fiscal situation. What do you think about it?
Well,
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, maganda yan dahil very compelling yung message.
Very compelling, yeah.
Pero dapat yung organisasyon or yung movement mas maging circumspect. Huwag sila basta-basta magpapasok ng kahit sino.
Sino-sino, yeah.
Dapat i-double, triple check nila. Ano bang track record nito? Ito ba ay dynasty? Ito ba ay may kaso? No? Ito ba ay katanggap-tanggap sa kanyang constituency,
Right.
et cetera. Baka yung iba ron, at least yung nakita ko ay merong mga hindi
Nice.
bagay
Yeah,
dun sa grupo, no? Hindi icons of good governance, no? Pero nakikita ko diyan, hindi naman yung papunta sa isang RevGov. No? Ang gusto lang nila i-maximize yung landscape sa kasalukuyan na merong emerging disenchantment dito sa mga nangyayari, lalo na sa corruption sa flood control, which is but the tip of the iceberg, no? Pero tingin ko ay ang
Wait. You're saying $9.5 billion is just tip of the iceberg because, we're only talking about flood control. What about the bridges, the roads, the buildings?
Yes,
Like, ang dami pa, di ba?
the bills,
The
no?
bill, dami, yeah.
So,
Insertions right and
di
left.
ba,
Yeah.
pinag-uusapan mo yung insertions, which is about 370 billion. Pero, paano yung NEP na padded na?
Right.
No?
Correct.
Tingin ko, baka at least 1 trillion dyan, padded na. No? So, yan yung problema sa isang institutionalized system of corruption. No? Hindi pa natin binibilang dyan yung incompetence, yung inefficiency,
Yeah,
yung
just
stupidity,
kapalpakan.
no?
Yeah.
Na
medyo, marami
sa
din.
gobyerno, no? Ang daming leakage, hindi lang corruption, kundi stupidity, no?
Yeah.
Oo. So,
Speaking of stupidity, I mean, Sara Duterte, our genius vice president, she had advice on flood control, di ba? Meron siyang advice. Sabi niya, dahil parati siya bumibisita all around the world, she knows the best practices daw.
Wow. I'm
So
impressed.
she was giving advice to the government for free, Nagpaparinig siya. At sabi niya,
Amazing.
katulad ng ginagawa namin sa Davao. Kamusta pala yung flood control sa Davao, sir?
Kakawalat lang ngayon ni Senator Ping Lacson. No? Paano ma-absorb ng isang maliit na distrito ang 51 billion?
Right.
Pesos.
Kanina nakikinig ka, narinig ko.
Yan, di ba? Yun. Yan, binalata rin na ngayon. No? Kaso, siya lang yata yung bumanat. Paano yung mga ibang mga senador?
Ayun,
No?
mga insertion
Nandun.
boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
tahimik si Bato. Lalo na after sagutin ni Diskaya na nagsimula siya noong 2016 na magkaroon ng kontrata sa gobyerno. Di ba?
Flood control,
Oo.
yeah.
Tapos medyo natahimik na rin si Bongo nung lumabas sa mga news outlets na noong 2017, yung company ng kanyang tatay, si LTG Builders, ay may kontrata with the Diskaya Group. So, yun ang nakikita natin ngayon dito, no? So, yung mga napaka-self-righteous na mga senador na banat ng banat, nakakadiri kayo, no? 'Di ba? Ngayon parang bumabalik sa kanila yung kanilang kinakadirian, no? So,
Dapat kaya ginawa yung pinapanood ko ngayon si Jinggoy, yung isa yung ka-age ko lang, yung 37 lang ata. I will invoke my right against Guilty ka agad! May mga ghost project. I will invoke. Baka ganun na kami sa Ronald kasi mukhang guilty talaga ng mga to eh. Kasi baka may masabi eh. Masabi mamaya, madisappear tong mga to.
Diba?
Meron kami project sa Davao, dami nga ghost.
Hindi, siguro nakita niya si Diskaya. Salita ng salita. Palubog ng palubog sa sariling kumuloy. Kaya nag-invoke na lang siya.
Guilty. I invoke mo. Tapos sabi ni Jinggoy, bata ka pa. No? Batang-bata pa lang.
Nakikita mo yung bubble, thought bubble siya. Sabi niya, ayoko magaya kay Diskaya. Ang daldal.
si Diskaya presko, no? Bago pa yung hair niya, gano'n. Tapos, yumaman kami noong 2016 na. Tapos, dami nga namin talo sa 470 lang nakuha namin. Tapos, Pero yung ibang project, nakuha ng ibang company nyo. Opo. Like, wala ka ng takas yan eh. Like, palubog talaga ng palubog.
Yun po, yung more than 40 luxury cars, 28 lang po ang sa amin.
Tsaka,
So, ano yung iba? Ano yung iba? Ay, sa company namin.
Tapos yung 28, hinahati ng anak nila na 4. Kasi kailangan nila mag-rotate naman everyday. Nakakaya naman.
Everyday.
Katulad natin, sir, para isa lang car natin everyday. Nakakaya naman, sir.
May coding kasi.
Ay, oo nga
May
pala.
coding.
Pero hindi naman tayo sumusunod.
Tapos yung sasakyan mo sa umaga, dapat iba sa
Ay, oo.
hapon. Dapat iba rin sa gabi.
At pag umulan, kunin mo yung may umbrella
Yung
na may
may
Hermes.
payong.
Wait.
Diba?
Pakilabas yung umbrella.
Actually, nakabili ako sa Green Hills na umbrella Hermes.
By the way, yung Chevrolet ay nag-offer ng free umbrella with every unit you buy right now, Sir Ronald.
Inggit ka lang kasi,
Baka
Richard. Yun ang problema sa'yo.
Hindi lang ako inggit. Talagang, hindi kasi ako mayaman, Sir Ronald. Kaya sabi ni Attorney Jez Falsi, sabi niya, sabi ko ka, Jez Falsi, 40 cars! 4 na Rolls Royce. Why would you get 4 Rolls Royce? Richard, di ka kasi mayaman. Iba yung Rolls Royce na may pangpalamig ng champagne. Iba yung Rolls Royce na may Hermes leather. Iba yung Rolls Royce na may umbrella. Each of them may different ano sila, sir.
Kaya nga ikaw ay isang political analyst lang na mapagpanggap. Sabi ng isang senador. Kaya totoo naman yung sinasabi niya. Kaya huwag ka na mag-aspire. No?
Hindi. In fairness, sabi niya, nagpapanggap ako ng political analyst. Hindi niya sinabi nagpapanggap ako. Kasi alam naman nila, mas stylish ako sa kanya.
Advocate ka raw eh.
Advocate.
Insulto naman sa mga
Sir Ronald.
Katulad namin.
Oo. At saka, Sir Ronald,
Kami advocates talaga.
ako kasi public intellectual eh. So medyo andun pa tayo. But Sir Ronald, speaking of this mayor for good governance thing, ako in defense of our mayor, obviously I'm not happy na he's parang silent siya sa lahat ng ginawa ng parang formally, okay? And on the record, both on my show and yung kabilang channel na paborito mo, he said openly, parang may utang na loob ako sa mga Duterte dahil tinulungan yung Baguio nung pandemic time. Totoo naman kasi wala naman
Hindi, okay naman yung utang na loob na yun. Pero mas may utang na loob ka sa bayan.
Sa bayan, exactly. Yun nga yung point ko. Nag-smile naman siya. Actually, in a sense that parang nakita niya yung criticism. Pero ako naman, parang...
Pero ang paliwanag kasi niya, hindi problema ni Digong. Problema ng mga tao niya. Yun yung kanyang paliwanag.
Oh, he says all the time the same thing, which I don't buy also. Wala bang command responsibility yan?
Tama.
At hindi rin kasalanan ni Bongo rin?
Saka hindi ako naniniwala.
Sino ba yung mga tao na yan? Kung hindi rin Bongo, hindi rin si Digong, sino na lang natira?
Lalo na sa
Harry
isang
Roque?
Duterte government na napaka-strong ng presidente mo.
Yeah.
Hindi pwedeng hindi niya alam yan. At the very least,
You have to
meron
clear
siyang
it.
blessing. Sabi niya, yung tokhang ay implementation ng may problema. Come on, no? Come on. Yung implementation.
Yeah, medyo apologist ang dating. Sayang nga. But, well, of course, the other criticism is that baka nahirapan siya because wala masyadong big infra project sa Baguio. Maybe this is his way to, be there. But ako naman, again, well, due respect to our good mayor, he credited me on the record na actually, I recommended back in 2019, people can check that, yung magsama sila ni Vico and other good mayors, parang basically at the LGU level, bottom up, diba? And he said naman, thankful siya na I kind of pushed for that idea. So what about him working with Vico and now Lenny? Isn't that a good thing? So we might criticize Magalang for being a bit silent on Digong time, but can't they create some sort of balance? In fact, Vico is now like the Ronald Llamas of fiscalizing, right? Meron siyang banat. Banat by Vico. Meron na siya, di ba? Every hearings, meron tayong analysis yan. Tapos banat na naman siya. This is interesting, Vico.
Baka maging political analyst na rin siya after term.
Yun ang tingin ko, actually.
Sabi niya, hindi siya tatakbo.
Exactly. Kaya nag-worry kami ngayon, maging kalaban natin siya sa Ronald. Kaya wala tayong choice.
Malay mo, baka sumama dito sa podcast mo, di ba?
Hindi, kaya nga magpolitiko na lang tayo sa Ronald kasi di natin matatalo si Vico.
Tsaka hindi mo kaya i-bully yun.
Bakit?
Ha?
Bakit hindi mo kaya
Inaaway niya lahat ng mga bullies eh.
Actually, nakakatakot siya. Actually, nakakatakot si Vico ngayon. Talagang sasampalin ka ng resibo, no?
Pero
I like this version of
ako
him.
sa isang birthday party, nabalitaan ko na may bumabanat sa akin.
Dinefend ka niya?
Dinipensahan ako ni Vico.
Oh, shoot.
Oh.
Uy, pogi talaga si Vico, wow.
Kaya,
He's the man.
at least alam niya kung sino didepensahan.
Hindi ka tulad mo na hindi mo ako dinidepensahan, sir. Nilalaglag mo
Hindi
pa.
naman, ibang-ibang paraan lang.
Ay,
Katulad ng tinawagan ako, ng mga nagsampa sa'yo ng,
Oo nga eh.
ng
Akala ko
contempt. Diba? Inaway
Akala
ko
ko
sila.
babarilin mo na.
Diba?
Okay. Para akong Marcoleta eh. Thank you very much, Senator Soto. I think you have finished your 5 minutes. Papunta tayo sa last word, but this is important part. Okay, as we speak, the situation of General Torre is in flux. My understanding, talking to him and other people, is nothing final has been said to me, and of course, everything is confidential. Pero ang pagkaintindi ko is, he wants to take a break, sit it out until probably the end of this month. And then I think bukas na siya potentially to the idea of taking up a kind of parang yung kay Frederick Go, yung special secretary czar situation na hindi dadaan sa commission and appointments kasi yaya rin siya ng mga DDS senator. Do you think that realistically makes sense? Because the last time we had this show, he was the champion. And now suddenly, he's kind of in the air. Ako naman, Sir Ronald, I think it's dangerous if he's out of government. Kasi sasampan siya ng kaso sa loob, awayin siya ng Duterte because kung wala siyang ginawang mali, ba't mo siya tinanggal? So they have to justify it. And you had people from NAPOLCOM already implying that they could file charges against him because nakalutang ngayon yung PNP. Right? Naka-interim pa rin. He's the only 4-star general. So he cannot hold the institution down. So my suggestion is move on and move up-ish. But he has to negotiate it from a position of strength. So that's my advice to General Torre. And in theory, Torre being the security czar, anti-corruption guy, might be also good for his own career down the road. More like a Phoenix. Kasi your favorite lawyer, na zero pa rin yung success rate niya, na-ban na naman talagang final na yung Duterte youth na yan, at hindi bumabata, at may billboard rin yata na napaka-interesting. Sabi niya, Icarus to. Ako hindi. Pwede siya maging Phoenix ulit because we know that Torre had some detours in his career. It's not like this guy had a straight way up, diba? What is your read on this Torre situation? Because he's arguably, all due respect to Vince Dizon, your guy, I think Torre is still way more popular than anyone else within the inner circle of the president. It's not even close.
Yes. Ang isa kasing problema ni Torre, no? Yung Icarus aspect niya, he flew too high.
Too fast,
no? Pero yung kanyang rise is also due to the government. He was a creation of the Marcos government. No? Imagine mo, in less than a year, no, he became from an unknown to the most popular government
official. A bit
official.
marginalized pa nga siya eh.
So, gumanon siya. Ikalawa ay, siyempre, yung sense of worth mo, lalaki rin. At minsan, may mga...
Alam natin yan, Sir Ronald.
Meron kang tinutuntungan ng mga landmines na pwede mo sanang naiwasan kung ikaw ay more circumspect.
Circumspect, yeah, exactly.
At ikatlo ay hindi tayo privy doon sa mga dahilan sa kanyang pagtanggal. Ang nakikita lang natin yung mga surface issues like yung mga appointments, no, yung ego, no, yung mga yun ang nakikita natin. Pero probably may deeper reason sa kanyang pagtanggal, no? At ang problema...
I think it's a combination. My understanding is that. It's not just that thing you're thinking about. I think it's a combination.
Problema yung optics.
It's bad.
Yun ang problema ng gobyerno.
Optics was bad.
From the very start kasi, dapat binigyan siya ng graceful exit.
Yeah.
At kasama sa graceful exit is an offer ng posisyon.
Immediately.
Hindi after the fact.
Parang konsuelang dating.
Parang consuelo de bobo. Diba? Pampalubag loob. Kaya ikaw din, nagdadalawang isip kang tanggapin. No? So, tama yung sagot niya. Babakasyon muna ako at nagbigay siya ng cake kay Laila de Lima nung birthday.
Why do you think he was doing that? Was he saying, I can be part of this opposition leadership?
Maraming mixed messages doon. Na una, hindi ako dependent lang sa inyo.
On admin,
Acceptable ako sa ibang grupo. Hindi siya magduduterte.
Obviously.
At masama loob niya sa Marcos. So, yung natural na pupuntahan niya is the pink. At in-emphasize niya yun by bringing the cake sa birthday nila.
Pero red ribbon lang daw, sabi. Murahin daw. Grabe mga tao mag-comment,
Hindi naman siya nepo baby eh.
Simpleng tao siya. Actually, that was a good move, Bring a simple cake,
Habang nagkakagulo, no, sabi niya, do I look bitter? Diba? So, mas maganda yung kanyang optics.
And he had a statement the other day. Ang ganda ng statement niya na you don't need to pity me. I'm perfectly fine. I'm still at the pleasure of the president. And then interestingly, sinabi niya, instead of parang worrying about me, parang let's worry about yung mga apektado sa flood. Parang feeling ko may mga may mga feelers yan na maybe he's open to being a flood control czar-ish kind of position. Would that make sense? Do you think he can make that work, if ever?
Well, depending on the details. The devil
So what
is
kind
in
of
the
detail
details.
he should negotiate?
Halimbawa,
What kind of mandate?
Naalala ko lang, nung si Senator Ping Lacson naging disaster czar. No?
Right.
Medyo kulang yung powers.
Right.
Mas coordinative, mas investigative. No? Ito kasi, kung bibigyan ka ng, halimbawa, yung disaster czar, dapat
Action.
yung budget, kontrolado mo ng mga departments involved sa disaster. Dapat meron kang konting judicial power
Correct.
na para kasuhan
Mandato,
yung mga hindi nagdi-deliver o yung mga corrupt o yung may anomalous contract.
So hindi Mickey
sa
Mouse
disaster.
office.
So, ganun. Katulad ni, I forgot his name, the disaster czar sa Indonesia. After the tsunami.
Right.
Yun. All
Good
powerful
point.
yung position
Good
na
point.
yun.
That's a
Medyo
good
hindi
model.
ganun na nangyari kay Kwan.
Good
So,
point.
so kung bibigyan ng ganyang position
Dapat
si
ganun.
Dore, dapat ganun. Na,
Galing. That's a
na
good point.
very powerful.
Ako kasi at Frederick Goy in mind, di ba? Kasi si Frederick Goy is yung parang super economic czar.
pero mas parang oversight yun eh. Parang advisory
Not good enough for you.
Wala siyang department. Siguro meron siyang small
Pero
office.
protege niya yung DTI yata, di ba?
Well, in the real world, no, baliwala yung protege.
Yeah.
Mahalaga,
May
meron
sariling
kang
utak
kapangyarihan. At bahagi ng kapangyarihan is the budget. Diba? Kung wala kang control sa budget, kulang ka sa kapangyarihan or wala kang kapangyarihan. Dapat may ganong component si...
Or why? Or okay, what if it's
Pero ang problema kasi, kaka-appoint lang ni Vince. Ang gusto ni Vince, ako muna ito.
Yun nga eh.
Maglalagay ka ng... Akala ko ba trabaho ko to?
Right. So magbanggaan sila.
Bakit ibibigay mo sa iba?
Ayun nga. Yeah.
Diba? So, mag-react naman si Vince. Silang dalawa ang pinaka-popular sa gobyerno.
Correct.
Pag-aawayin mo pa. Diba? Hindi
Why
maganda
not
yun.
join forces?
Hindi
Hindi
maganda.
pwede. Mag-join forces.
Okay lang yun. Kaya nga sabi ko, the devil is in the details.
Kaya nga, I'm asking you, what devil should be there?
Well,
What devil? Kaya nga, we're asking about the devil na. Okay, what is the devil we want?
Halimbawa, ay nandyan si Torre, pero dapat nandyan din si Vince.
Work sila together.
Nandyan din si
And they feed off on each other's popularity. Yeah.
Ikalawa, dagdagan mo ng mga tao na credible. Heidi Mendoza, no?
Right.
Na galing sa COA, di ba? Gunigundo.
Correct.
No? Na may ganyan ding mga skill set.
Advisor naman yata si Gunigundo sa DOF din yata before.
Hindi ko alam ngayon.
Hindi ko alam ngayon.
Pero
Yeah,
ngayon,
yeah.
very critical sa gobyerno. Very
Pero
critical
magaling.
siya.
Magaling
Pero
siya.
oo.
Magaling si
Yan.
Gunigundo. Yeah.
Nakasama ko yan sa board ng NFA dati.
BSP.
Oo.
Yeah.
So, yung mga ganun ba, na credible na mga tao, na may skill set at hindi kayang takutin. Hindi aatras. No? Ngayon, hindi ko sigurado kung ano yung arrangement between the Secretary ng Public Works tapos yung investigative body para sa flood control. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung interaction yan. No?
What if, again, we're just thinking out
Parang
loud.
kung kukunin niya ni Torre, ay gagawin niya dyan ay yung hindi dadaan sa commission and appointment.
Absolutely. That's a non-negotiable. Kasi yayarin siya ng mga DDS. Kaya nga had the Frederick Goat model in mind. But last on this, I was thinking also, be there 1 year, whatever. Malay mo, biglang bubukas yung DILG in 1 year from now.
Yeah.
Then move to DILG.
Yes.
End on a strong note, 2028, boom, go.
Pero DILG is also parang executive secretary. You're like a little president. Kaya dapat total yung trust sa'yo ng presidente. Hindi ko alam for now kung
Because of the
total
situation.
kung total yung kanyang trust. No?
Because of the situation. Because of the situation. And can the president even alienate Ramullas, which is another question, right?
Na the most powerful tag team sa
Tag team,
gobyerno.
yeah.
Tingnan mo,
Especially kung
DOJ,
maging ombudsman yung brother niya.
Yes.
Yeah.
DOJ at saka DILG. Tapos maging ombudsman. Tapos syempre, hihingi ni Boying na tao niya yung papalit sa kanya.
Sa
So meron
DOJ.
kang triumvirate.
Tatlo. Yeah.
Ombudsman, DILG, at saka DOJ.
Yeah, I
It's
don't think
very powerful.
you cannot last part and where we started basically this issue on charter change. So just the other day with Ranjit Rai of Okta, we were discussing they have an interesting survey, although it's from a few years back na actually although ang mga tao ay hindi bukas sa charter change as much as you want because of reasons we can understand, bukas sila sa idea ng re-election. Like, just magkakaroon lang ng re-election. Not that we want this president. Parang, hindi yung gusto namin BBM to be president. But for BBM to stand for another election, mukhang bukas ang tao to that idea. Almost half of the people said yes the other year.
Yes,
What
pero
do you think
ang
about
problema
that?
dyan, that entails charter change. No? Na hindi ganun ka-popular. especially after the Pirma disaster.
Right.
2 years ago.
The People's
Diba?
Initiative.
Oo.
But maybe the problem there was the bath water. Yung bath water ang nag-ano ng babies. But the baby makes sense. Meaning, what if the right people do the People's Initiative? We discussed that with Justice Ascuna the other day,
Yes,
right?
good luck. Pero nung nangyari kasi yung Charter Initiative,
Nasira yung
very
branding.
very popular pa yung gobyerno. Ngayon, bumaba yung kanilang approval rating. Tumataas by increments, pero mababa pa rin. At papunta ka na sa isang presidential election.
Yeah.
So, yun yun. Kaya mahalaga din ano yung mode. Sabi nila, con-con. No? Hindi ganun kasimple yun. Dahil kailangan mo ng con-con at saka plebiscite para dun sa resulta ng con-con. Mag-election ka ng mga ng con-con delegates. Tapos yung con-con ay magko-convene to create a new constitution na papaaprubahan sa population. Tapos election na. So, medyo kapos ka sa oras. No? Yun yung, kaya nga usually nangyayari yan dun sa first half ng term. Dahil yung last half mo, ang focus ng mga tao is the presidential election.
I understand all of that, Sir Ron, but the thing is, let's be honest. I look at every number out there. If a proper impeachment trial is not going to happen anytime soon, which is increasingly improbable, Sara Duterte looks very much like almost half a shoe-in. I mean, Rafi Tulfo is not stepping up. I don't know if Lenny is going to run. Bam will try to make his move, pero yung sinasabi ni Bam na dumadami kami, was he referring to the majority of chiefs sa Senate? Like, and then yung mayors for good governance, I don't know what's their plan. Marami
Well,
masyadong...
you still have a lot of possible moving parts. No? One are the congressional hearings. Bukas yung TRICOM tsaka Quadcom.
TRICOM actually.
No?
TRICOM na lang siya. Yeah.
Ikalawa ay meron kang bagong ombudsman who can file charges. Kahit
Game changer,
hindi makulong yung vice president, charges can be filed against her. At pwedeng buksan yung kanyang bank accounts. Na sana ay gagawin sa isang impeachment process. Ikatlo, a people's tribunal. A people's impeachment. No, na basically grassroots. Yung makukuha mong mga evidence sa Quadcom, sa ombudsman, pwede mo doon isalang. Tapos ikaapat, still in play, ay yung ICC. No? Almost sure, si Bato at saka si Albayalde, i-issue ng international warrant. That will entail, that may catalyze another moment na hindi na weaponized ng gobyerno before nung
So there's a
inaresta.
second chance to put things together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tapos kung ididikit-dikit mo yung apat na yan, plus.
It could create that effect,
then
multiplier effect.
you can catalyze something. No?
Right.
And if you focus on the youth, no, going into 2028, then you have a broad anti-Duterte front na pwede mabuo. No? At in that broad anti-Duterte front, for now, ang only viable candidate may come from the pink. Dahil wala nga kandidato yung gobyerno. No? At yung independents, like the Tulfos, parang hesitant, tentative. Natatakbo. So, maganda yung nag-unfold, at least for the pink, if they can get their act together.
Right. If, which is a big if. And that's why, Sir Ronald, there are people like you making ninja moves behind the scenes.
Me?
Of course not. Of course,
Yeah,
Sir
I'm just a political
I was
hustler,
being
no?
sarcastic, of course. I was being totally sarcastic.
Yeah.
Sa
Never claimed to be a political analyst.
But in fairness, you were very behaved today. Wala kang, I gave you some opening to attack some people. You didn't do that. I'm very impressed by that.
I'm good.
Is there a truce?
I'm good,
Is there a
I'm good.
ceasefire agreement I'm not aware of, Sir Ronald?
Wala naman. A suicide bomber like me. Parang hindi naman
You never know.
Hindi naman ako covered ng truth. No?
Medyo, on that very violent note, hopefully hindi tayo ma-Indonesia. Let's keep it within the constitutional order. Thank you very much, Sir Ronald Llamas. As always, a pleasure. Who knows, maybe we'll have Edu Manzano on this show at some point.
Together.
At pagandaan kami ng...
They can judge kung sino mas maganda lalaki.
Well, alam na natin, Sir Ronald. It's not even close. You're the shogun. Pero I think mas
long game.
Mas magandang shoes ko sa kanya. Ferragamo lang siya. On that note, thank you very much for joining us for this latest, very polite, very amazing, such good English conversation with Secretary Ronald Llamas. Abangan nyo sa susunod na episode. Explainers naman tayo dahil Marami tayong pag-usapan, mga budol ng Duterte, mga alignments and realignments, at good luck na lang sa atin if the worst thing happens that some people fear. Anyway, joking aside, thank you so much for joining us for this latest episode ng Pilipinas 360 Degrees.